Hey guys, hope you are doing well. I'm at the cabin today. It is quite windy, but other than that, not too bad. Pretty warm for this time of year. And I have the 338 ARC, or ARC. Let me just give you a quick tour of this gun and then I'm going to do some shooting. First up, this is a Palmetto State Armory lower, nothing crazy. I do have a aftermarket trigger in there, so I should be getting right around 3 pounds trigger pull. Up on top, that is a Bobro mount. This is a quick release mount. They are super cool. The engineer in me absolutely loves this company. They have this sweet system here. There's actually 2 great big springs that when this lever is in the closed position like that, there's tension. So it's always under tension. It can never come loose. There's also a really cool little indexing pin. I forget what they call it. So it always goes on exactly the same as you took it off. And then check this out. Even these guys are stepped, so they align. Scope is a German Precision Optics, not a super well-known brand, but I have their binoculars and they are fantastic. Thought I would try a rifle scope, and this scope is also fantastic. I would rate this one superior to a Leupold VX3. Up on front, that is an AB Raptor 10 suppressor with a 3-inch reflex, and that is the multi-cal can, or the .375. The upper is from Bear Creek Arsenal. Yeah, I know they make cheap stuff, but in this case, I thought it would be worth trying out something that's a bolt action. There's fewer parts, and it's not going to see nearly the wear and tear that a semi-auto would see. And so far, in my testing at home, it's proving to be fairly accurate. The one thing I will say about this gun is it was a little rough out of the box, and that's mostly because of the BCA upper. They shipped that with some knurled screws. So if we switch around to here, if you can see, these guys right here were knurled. So when you close the bolt, they would actually kind of file against the receiver here, and you can end up grinding that down. I replaced those. Pretty simple part, grabbed it from McMaster Car. The other thing that was a kind of a pain in the butt is closing the bolt. The extractor was not beveled. It would not grab the rim of the case otherwise unless you slam that thing with a ton of force. But a little bevel on there, and now it just closes super smooth. It's like a totally different bolt action now. I'm finding that a Duramag steel magazine for the 400 Legend works just fine. However, it will only fit 4 bullets, but that's easy to modify. Just trim the spacer inside and you're good to go. The handguard, this is the 11.5 inch. I ordered that separately because this is a 16-inch barrel. I wanted to fit the reflex on, and I think it looks pretty tidy, and frankly, for the price, why not? Just going to do some shooting right now. First thing is to take a few shots at 100 yards, make sure this thing is sighted in. Then I want to take a shot at 50 yards. I'm going to be shooting the Hornady Subsonic. These are 307 grains, and I believe they are traveling at about 1,050 feet per second. As I wrapped up my session, I wanted to focus on this last group that I shot. You'll see that the 100 yard is 2 inches low, and at 50 it's 2 inches high. So this is shooting exactly the way I want, meaning that for deer, this is basically point and shoot from 0 to 100 yards. Using some additional data that I collected from this range day, I put together a helpful little chart, and I'm going to keep this on my phone, and I will further verify this in the days to come as I shoot the gun more. Overall, I'm very pleased with this cartridge, and it suppresses amazingly well with the Raptor 10. And anecdotally, there was a deer on the range when I was shooting. It was at about 55 yards. When I shot, it didn't look at me, it looked at where the bullet hit, and then went back to doing what it was doing. This is truly unlike a normal gun, and I look forward to seeing how the deer react during season. All right, I am back home at my house on the usual range, and this is the 75-yard target. Just going to set up, and now that it's a different day and I've made all my adjustments, I just want to make sure that everything is exactly the way it's supposed to be, just where I left it. And then after that, this gun is good to go hunting with. Oh, and by the way, speaking of this gun, I got a nice little neoprene scope cover. I like to keep things all unscratched when I chuck them in the safe. And then something else I got that's really cool is this, if you can see it here, it's M-lock, and it's a sling loop. And it fits right on there in 2 spots. It's stainless steel and it's black to match everything. I really like it. Keeps the gun nice and simple, fairly lightweight. And then of course just loop it on the back here. And yeah, this is really nice. And if you look at the way the strap is here, kind of has a nice little twist to it. And when you put it on your back, and grab there, it actually lies pretty nice. I'm a big fan. Pretty simple setup all in all. Anyway, there you go. This gun is done. Let's take a few final shots, and I'm curious to see what it sounds like downrange. So I'm gonna leave the camera here and go take my 3 shots. This guy, I think we'll go over here and make sure I don't wreck my mic. Well, I'm having fun, so I'm going to take a few more shots at the paper, maybe make a 5-round group, and I see I have some bowling pins right there too. All right. That's a pretty good 5-shot group, except for that one flyer right here. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's just about perfect. I'm very impressed with this setup. Basically have about $250 into the lower, about $250 into the upper, and it shoots very well. A few little accessories to top it off, and a few little modifications to make things run smoother. And this is really good. I'm super happy with how this turned out. Also, if you watch the channel, you know I have kids. It's also nice because with my children, if they want to get into it, we can adjust that length of pull real quick and they can take a shot. Also low recoil and very quiet makes it very approachable for new shooters. Overall, I gotta say, I'm really impressed with the 338 ARC. Gonna hand this off to Dad. He's gonna go ahead and hunt with it in Wisconsin. And we'll see what the Hornady Sub X 307 grain bullet can do on whitetail. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and until next time. You know, I was a little nervous at first when I went to buy something from Bear Creek Arsenal, but this is really good. Just a few little tweaks here and there, and this thing is just really smooth. And yeah, I really like a bolt action on an AR, especially with a subsonic round. Hey! I forgot a hammer. Oh man. Doesn't impale us, which it shouldn't because it's kind of off to the side a little. Ow. Oh. A fire pit. Hang on. Ow. I don't know who put that there. That hurt. Anyway, hang on. That's better.